The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Well, I told you about a guy who got into a high-speed chase with the police. First off, don't do that. It's no-win situation there. At the end, it's just going to make things worse.
Right. They got your license plate number probably. Well, depending on how fast you're going.
There is a chance you drive so fast that you never get your license plate number.
Well, this guy was going pretty fast. So this was a guy in Fishers, Indiana. That's the hometown of Case the Producer, right?
That's right. Shouts out.
Whoop, whoop.
Representation, baby.
That really sounded white. Representation, baby.
Something I said sounded white.
It's amazing.
I am disappointed.
That's right by Indianapolis, by the way. And a 20-year-old guy had a Mustang, and he was going 84 and a 55. Pretty fast. You shouldn't do that. It's dangerous. They tried to pull him over, but then he pushed the gas pedal and took off and got in a very high-speed chase. Police say he hit speeds of, quote, over 100 miles an hour, and then hit a curb, had to be wrestled to the ground and tased.
What was he on?
Just doesn't say that part of it.
Well, I would imagine if you get in a high-speed chase, has to be the most thrilling experience of your life. Not saying to do it.
No.
But imagine, like, Grand Theft Auto turns into real life. The adrenaline that must be going through your system, I'd be able to punch out Mike Tyson.
Oh, let's not get carried away.
I think so. There can't be a...
Maybe his cousin. Maybe like, Jeff Tyson. I don't think...
Cousin of a heavyweight
Or maybe his
champion.
sister.
Yeah, maybe. That's a maybe. But I understand the adrenaline feel that probably at the end of that, he's not going to go quietly.
Right.
I remember years ago, there was a guy who went close to 200 miles an hour on Lakeshore Drive on his motorcycle. He had just gotten his license back.
Oh.
And it was the middle of the night, and he got up to, I guess, like 190 miles an hour on one of those crotch rockets that go so fast. Mm-hmm. And he started coming into the city. He was on North Lakeshore Drive coming into downtown, and he just pulled over. The police got up to him, and he stopped very cordially. And he goes, I just wanted to test out the bike. I'm sorry. And he got a 10-year license suspension, went to some jail time. But he pulled over nicely. That's a rare occasion. This one, the guy got out. He got tackled. He got tased. And as they're putting him in the police car, as he's cuffed after a 100-mile-an-hour chase, the guy goes, hey, man, I saw my speedometer. I was at 170 for a minute, bro.
170?
No, he told the cops that, though. He didn't. So they've already arrested him for going over 100 miles per hour. They've tased him. They've beat him to contain him.
They've beat him.
And then he's getting arrested at this point. They don't know. They were moving with him, but I mean, maybe they didn't look at their speedometers. They're more worried about people and trying to get him, stopped.
Yeah, that's dangerous.
And he tells the cops right there, I made 170, guys. How about that? Which probably added to his future sentence.
Did, yes.
I mean, at this point, I think that's going to hurt him a little bit. And
I accidentally did a 180 on Lakeshore Drive once. Like, when I first moved here.
Yeah, you spun around, you mean?
Yeah, it scared the heck out of me.
Now, was it wet out?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
and I had just moved here, so I wasn't familiar with that sharp turn when Lakeshore turns into Sheridan. Like, you kind of do a sharp left, and there's a stoplight there.
Oh, at the end, yeah.
Yeah, so I was going pretty fast, and suddenly I had to stop in wet roads, and I suddenly was facing the car directly behind me. It scared the daylights out of me. Probably that guy, too.
Yeah. Then what happened?
Nothing.
They waved you around, turn around your car, and get going.
Somehow I did it, but I couldn't believe I didn't get a ticket or anything. I mean, I don't know.
Well, you know what? You live and you learn, and now you know that the road turns pretty sharp there at the end by Sheridan.
When it's wet, don't slam on your brakes.
Yeah.
It feels like an opportunity for a meet cute, Kara. You could have gotten out of your car and been like, hey, sorry, I'm going to hit you with my car anyways. You want to go out sometime?
Yeah, I'm new in town.
Yeah, show me around, show me a good time.
You're right. I missed an opportunity.
Yeah, you did.
I didn't know these curves. I also don't know any restaurants.
Yeah.
Maybe you could take me to Hooters or something, get some wings.
Speaking of curves, do you like what you see? I built this myself.
I like the very good opportunity.
I never needed an online date again. If I do, I'll have you guys write my profile. Beautiful.
This made me think of this guy because he gets through all that, and then he tells him he's going 170, and to him, that's an accomplishment. To him, he's going to jail, but that was a pretty good accomplishment. I made it to 170. Had to tell somebody. The first people were the police.
Yeah.
He wanted to tell his friends they weren't available. I mean, he wanted to tell everybody, I was going 170. I got my Stang up to 170, guys. He tells the police that.
I'd be proud, too. I would absolutely be proud, too.
This makes me think of those accomplishments, those meaningless accomplishments you have in your life that you hold on to and you share probably with friends at times. And please check in with us at 312-591-8300. The meaningless accomplishment in your life. I'll share first.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
Me and two dudes.
Good start.
I realized how that sounded.
Me and two dudes.
Well, a very great wing place in Chicago that's no longer here anymore. It was called Gibby's, and they had great wings. And I don't know why it's closed. It's too bad because they were great. And we wanted to see if we could eat 150, the three of us, wings.
So and that's how many per person?
50. There was three of us.
Even I knew that.
I really turned into Alan from The Hangover trying to do that math. I was like, well, wait a minute, hold on. Carry the 3, divide by 4. What's happening here?
Oh, that's
Common
great.
Core math makes it so much harder. Yeah.
So there were three of us. And I'd eaten maybe 20 and 30 wings in a sitting at this place. They were big wings, too. They weren't the little ones. And so I said, I bet we get three of us. And I was like 190 then. I was lighter. I'm like 230 now.
240.
Yeah, well, depends on the day. But and I went there and we did it. All three of us, and we took the bones in the middle and added them on the plates, and we counted them later to make sure. And the waitress was impressed, and we all ate 150 wings at this place. But people around us were disgusted. They just were watching us take the bones and throw them in the middle of the table. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And the bone, you wouldn't believe how high the bones were for 150 wings. It was blocking out the sun like the coming eclipse.
It looked like it was like in Giza, like a pyramid.
There was that eye thing on it. Yeah. So that I still look at that. That was 20 years ago, somewhat like that range. And I still look at that and going like, when people ask me about an accomplishment, I go, I did that. It was pretty awesome.
That's wonderful. First of all, congratulations.
Yeah.
Thank you for your service. I'm glad you did that.
Yeah.
Before I share, I do want to point out, Bex on the text line has a great one. 773 checked in. They finished a stick of chapstick without losing it. I've never done that.
That is impressive.
I have never done that.
Oh, that's great. And you know what? By the way, they've gone up in price just like everything else.
Chapstick has?
Yeah, I buy Carmex. That's what I buy.
The yellow tube, right?
The yellow with the red cap on it.
I know it well.
And they were like $1.99 for 5. Now it's $5 for 3. Damn inflation.
Oh, God.
I need a lot of it. I need it. I need the Carmex.
What's Biden's plan to bring down the price of Carmex?
Preach. I got to find that out. Number one priority. Well, listen, check in at 312-591-8300 with your meaningless accomplishment and share it on the air. We'd love to hear your voice and describe the passion that you have for it, because I can tell, especially with Bex there, she really wanted to tell somebody, we're here to tell. Like that guy had to tell the cops he won 170. I burned you guys back there, man.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. We're talking about your most meaningless accomplishment, and you hold on to it dearly. So I talked about eating 150 wings with two buddies of mine. In case, just so you know, that's 50 wings a person.
What? That's why I asked. I didn't know.
Just, we didn't divide it up like you eat 20, you eat 60. Equal effort there, and it's one of my big accomplishments. Also, can't believe our listeners. I love the memory of our listeners. Abby checked in and said she thought I was going to talk about the time I was coming down the Edens in heavy traffic going back downtown, and I was right there when the entrance ramp opened for the now closed, being under construction, express lanes.
Oh, that is
God.
exciting.
I was the first car in. I went 100 miles an hour.
That's the best.
It was going to take me an hour and 20 to get downtown. I got downtown in 5 minutes. I'm not kidding.
I don't know if I've ever seen you happier than you were that day.
Oh, I talked about that for a week.
Yeah. That is great.
It was the greatest day ever. And everybody else, the cars that just went past me, I saw the look on their face of disgust because they had just missed the opening of the gates.
It was jealousy.
Oh, those reversible lanes, when you hit them, it hits hard. Thank you, Abby, for remembering that story. I feel good today now. You reminded me of that story.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. Devin said she finished a 200-page coloring book in 2 days, that it relaxes her.
200 pages?
Yeah.
What, are they making them like chapter books now?
The Moby Dick of coloring books?
I don't know.
That's
and then
great.
from North Lake, Stacy, she's 59 and has never tasted coffee.
That's pretty good.
I don't blame her. It's disgusting.
I don't like coffee either. I like tea. I like hot green
I got
tea.
my third cup here. I love it.
Yeah. Kara's got it intravenous here in the studio.
It's no good.
Case, do you have one of those, a meaningless accomplishment that you hold on to dearly?
You ever feel too good about doing charity work?
Oh, all the time.
Yeah. You ever do something nice and it just carries too long?
Yeah.
Because I use this when my character comes into question. I always reference the one thing that I did. There was a person who didn't have a home who was hanging out outside of the Walgreens by me for an entire summer, and I saw him almost every day. Hey, man, he wanted water and he wanted egg salad sandwiches almost every day, which bad combo, but he's homeless, so I'm not going to judge.
Really bad combo. Egg salad does not hold up.
No, I know. It's awful.
You have to eat it right away.
That's what. Well, he was probably hungry because I'm probably the only person that gave him food.
Probably.
It's not why I'm proud of myself, though. My meaningless accomplishment is one day I came in and he's like, "Yo, man, I need some AA batteries." And I'm thinking, what could that be for?
Yeah.
And I went in and I bought. They didn't have the knockoff brand of AA batteries.
Yeah.
They had a $45 pack of AA batteries.
God.
But this guy has nothing else. And so I wanted to flex my charitable muscle.
Yeah.
And my meaningless accomplishment is that I put my credit card down. I said, hey, man, knock yourself out. I don't know if he had an RC car. I don't know what he had, but I use that way too much now. That is the one thing that carries me through the day.
How long ago was that?
This was 3 years ago.
He's probably not done with those batteries
I know.
yet. Yeah.
I'm like, well, I'm a good person. I did this one thing this one time.
Well, you got the name brand Duracell. They actually are good in storage for 12 years.
Why do you know that?
That's another meaningless thing I know. I know that
my
Duracells
God.
will hold up to 12 years. Energizers, not so much.
Really, the Energizer's no good.
No, it's not. I mean, they're okay. It's better than the brand.
Interesting. All right, I didn't know that. I like the bunny.
Let's go to Nikki, checking in from Indiana, St. John. Nikki, ahoy. Tell us about your meaningless accomplishment.
Ahoy.
Uh-huh.
So I collect Chicago Cubs lighters probably since about 2006, and I have used all of them until they're empty and never lost one.
Wow. Now, how many different Cubs lighters are there?
Every year they come out with a couple different wrappers, so I grab all of them that I see and use them until they're empty and stick them in a drawer.
Do you smoke?
Unfortunately.
No, that's okay. I mean, we all have bad habits. It's all right. We're not judging you here today.
It sounds like you're judging her, Brian.
I mean, you should try to quit. We want you to quit and live longer, but...
buy more lighters that way.
Yeah.
I don't want you to miss out on the collection.
Right.
But I have a drawer full of empty Cubs lighters since 2006.
Okay. So where do you get them? Do you go to the gas station or do you order them online?
No, just whenever you see them in the gas station.
Okay.
Are empty lighters worth anything?
Nope, just my pride.
Just your pride.
Hey, listen. Go Cubs, go. However you represent, you know?
Go Cubs, go.
All right. We appreciate you. Thanks for checking in. And you were talking about meaningless accomplishments that you hold on to, 312-591-8300. We had a license plate guy on the text line where he's, collects license plates when he sees them and writes them down.
When he sees them, how often do you see license plates not attached to a car?
I remember as a kid because we always drove everywhere for trips, drive like to some beach somewhere, we just go to Wisconsin or wherever, and we'd play the license plate game as a kid where if you saw a license plate from another state, you tried to get it first and you'd write it down or whatever so you could collect the most license plates from other states.
What do you mean by get it first?
Well, see it first.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. All right. I didn't know if you were taking them off the car.
No, we're moving in the car.
Yeah. So this is before kids could stare at screens.
Oh, okay.
When you had to play games in the car.
Well, that sounds awful.
Pre-iPad,
Yeah.
pre-iPhone.
We used to play padiddle.
What's that?
You just
That
look for
sounds
a car.
illegal.
No, you say padiddle every time you see a car with only one headlight.
Padiddle?
It's not that fun,
Padiddle?
but that's how bored we were in the car.
But why the word padiddle?
I have no idea. I didn't invent the game.
It's far too close to diddle for my liking.
Oh, jeez.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.
It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101. And again, I love you guys. I love our listeners because they remember the dumb stuff I mentioned on the air. We're talking about meaningless accomplishments. And someone remembered the time, I think Brian's is when he beat the cholesterol test by eating tuna for a week. I had blood work coming up and they said, we're testing your cholesterol. And I ate, and this is how I also won the weight challenge against Case. Eating tuna for lunch is a great option. But
Sounds like it's high in sodium.
Doesn't matter.
Oh.
It's high protein, low calories,
All right.
low carbs, and it's very good for you, keeps you moving.
Brian also has a sodium resistance built in with the way he's consumed salt over the years.
Yeah.
I'm the Sultan of salt.
Dire Straits over here.
And thank you for remembering those accomplishments I had, like hitting the reversible lanes at exactly the right time on the Kennedy, beating the cholesterol test, which will probably kill me someday because I cheated the doctor out of an
I love
accurate
that
test.
Whenever health comes up, you're always trying to cheat the system.
Listen, I'm a body hacker. That's a very, very big term today. Let's go with Adam checking in from Peatone. Adam, ahoy, what's up?
Ahoy, what's going on?
All right, so your meaningless accomplishment, go for it. Give it to us.
It was just recent. I went to an arcade with my kids for their birthday, And there's this older game that I remember playing as a kid anyway, where there's just a bunch of holes that like spin in a circle, and you have to hit the button and make a bouncy ball like land perfectly in the hole.
Oh, I know that game.
Yeah, or it'll just roll into like a 5 or a 10 ticket, which nobody wants. I remember seeing a TikTok that I was watching that said, wait till the jackpot gets to this spot and hit the button. And my kids and my wife, they're playing in like a giant bounce house. I'm off by myself. I hit it one time, drops right in the jackpot.
Ooh.
I get all excited. I'm jumping around, and I run and I go tell them, I'm like, hey, check it out, first try. And they like didn't care. So, and it was funny because I actually talked to Case like right, when he answered the phone, and then you guys played the song I Don't Care right after.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101, and we're talking about your meaningless accomplishments. This started with a guy in Indiana who got in a police chase, and the cop said he was going close to 100 miles an hour, and when they pulled him over, tased him, and got him to the ground and got him in the car, he goes, oh, guys, I hit my speedometer hit 170, guys. So he wanted to tell somebody so bad about this meaningless accomplishment at the point we're going to go to jail for a while, and his friends weren't around, so he told the cops. And now his sentence is going to be longer than usual because, okay, we got that documented now. Mustangs can go pretty fast, apparently.
Well, it makes sense. If I hit 170, I would want to tell everybody also, but it's kind of one of those things that only you care about because it happened to you, not anybody else.
Yeah.
But who you tell should matter. It's like, oh, I just banged this hot chick, but you probably shouldn't tell your wife that.
Well, that's very...
If it wasn't your wife.
Brian?
I didn't bang any hot chick besides my wife.
Good answer, my man.
I'm just, I don't know what Kara's trying to put me in a corner here. Yeah, what's going on?
God, you're really sweating over there.
Oof, jeez.
What did you do last
Damn,
night?
Kara. Kara's over here playing padiddle. Which, by the way, 548 checked in and said, so what do you think padiddle was, Kara? What did you say it was?
I know you yell padiddle when there's one headlight missing. You kind of have to play it when the headlights aren't.
That's what this guy said. The real padiddle game is when you see a car missing a headlight, you have to smack the roof of the car, and then anyone who didn't see it has to take off an article of clothing.
Wow, I'm surprised I didn't know about that version. Jeez.
That's pretty good.
Were these the rules at the Playboy Mansion? What's going on here?
I remember Slugbug.
Were these P. Diddy's rules of padiddle?
Oh, my God. P. Diddle.
God. Driving around the grounds of his homes?
Usher, come here. I got a game for you.
All right, so let's get back into it. You guys have some of these. Case, there was a good one you wanted to read about.
Yeah, Jay checked in from Hangover Park. He said his greatest meaningless accomplishment was when he won a regional Guitar Hero tournament in Mexico.
Ooh.
So he won 500 pesos.
Oh, nice.
Now, this is a man after my own heart because this made me think of, Brian, did you ever play Guitar Hero?
Oh, yeah.
Kara, did you ever play Guitar Hero?
A little bit.
Here's the problem with Guitar Hero when you play guitar. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
What's the problem, Brian?
well, it's harder.
It is.
Because I play guitar, and it's harder if you play it to do well at it, because I would see these kids, my nephews, just rip at it.
Yeah.
And they'd say, you play guitar, Brian, you must be better than me. And I was terrible because I couldn't make it work right.
What's the disconnect?
I think it's because you associate the notes that are coming on the screen, the where to hit with the color codes, more on the neck of a real guitar, and it messed up my brain.
You're just too good at guitar
I'm too good.
to play Guitar Hero.
That's right. Exactly right.
So I don't play guitar. I have no musical talent, but I loved Guitar Hero, and it made me think of the first time I ever finished a Guitar Hero song on the expert level.
Ooh.
It was the song Stellar by our friends at Incubus.
Wow.
I was so excited, I woke my mom up from a nap to tell her, and she did not care.
Now, I'm trying to think how that would go on expert level because it's a slower paced song. It's not like Dragon Force. You know,
I didn't rip through the fire and flames and say, yeah, no, I'm pretty good at this.
I would sit through videos of kids doing Dragon Forces all the time.
Yeah.
It's fascinating.
There's still a very large Guitar Hero community, believe it or not. That's a good YouTube wormhole to fall down.
If you don't know that band, it's a metal band that's incredibly fast. Incredibly fast.
They're famous by and large due to the fact that in Guitar Hero 3, which was the most popular one, the last song in the game was Through the Fire and Flames, and it gave them a whole new life, a whole new fan base.
And now, Nerd Alert!
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101, and we got our winner for the Stone Temple Pilots live tickets. That is going to be at Northerly Island on Wednesday, September 11th. What a show. That's going to be a fun show, especially picture, God, it feels like fall right now and the way we're heading in this, spring allegedly with opening day tomorrow for the White Sox and the home opener for the Cubs on Monday with Brian and Kenzie's live broadcast from Almost Home Tavern and Grill. 6 to 10 a.m. from our great friends at Twisted Tea with tickets for the game. We'll have concert tickets and a whole bunch of fun. The Q101 swag, the opening day Cubs swag. All that information at Q101.com. But I say that because thinking about September 11th, the weather will be more like it is now in a way. Probably around here in Chicago, but hopefully we'll get that warmness coming in here.
Yeah, we need some.
So we got our tickets, got our winner for that. Don't worry about it. Also, more people still checking in on meaningless accomplishments. And Tony just said one that's really funny to me, that he's never seen an episode of Friends.
Wow.
That's what he walks around with. People
just
say,
accidentally, if you turn on the TV, it's usually on.
Not only that, but it became so huge during the pandemic, everybody binging it. So it could say like, hey, I don't know how you missed it. That's pretty good accomplishment. I'll take that one. Before we move on, want to help relieve you of some sort of stress you may have been having about shopping at Aldi. There was a big rumor that the Aldi bacon, the claim that it's not real bacon, it's made in a lab.
Ooh.
Now, I can tell you in a second here why people think that's from a lab. But Aldi, this is the good part. The good part, it is. It's from a pig. It's bacon from a pig, the Aldi bacon. I guess it's really delicious. I've never had Aldi bacon.
I haven't either.
Privileged.
Well,
no, I shop at
yeah.
Aldi all the time. I just haven't thought to buy their bacon.
I don't shop at Aldi because I'm a Costco guy. I'm not saying that they're competing. I just go to Costco. I go to Jewel. I go to Mariano's. Sometimes Target for
Okay,
food.
so all the grocery stores but Aldi?
Yeah. I don't know why. Here's what scares me about Aldi is the not name brands. Mm-hmm. And I don't know. I mean,
they're pretty good, though.
But I buy Kirkland stuff all the time, which is Costco's brand. Tons of stuff I buy is Kirkland.
Right.
It's delicious. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I have to make that leap into Aldi and do it.
I'm a big fan of the Mountain Lightning, which is their Mountain Dew knockoff. I think that's a fine soda.
Now, how much do you save on that from the Mountain Dew?
A few dollars.
Really? For a case or a six-pack or whatever?
It adds up in this economy, Brian.
Well,
I'm paycheck to paycheck here, pinching pennies.
I feel you. I got daycare to worry about.
Oh, I've heard.
Yes. Kara, do you go to Aldi?
You know what's funny? I normally Instacart shop. So when I Instacart Aldi, I love it because usually that's what no one messes up. And the pricing is almost like as if I went to the store. It doesn't feel like I'm spending any more money.
Before we continue and tell you why and the proof that Aldi bacon is good, real bacon, we have the evidence here for you. The Instacart shopping people have gotten out of hand.
That's me. Sorry.
No, not.
Hey, Kara, think about your actions next time.
Because I don't know if everybody else has noticed this, but when you go to the grocery store now, there's people ripping through there, looking at their phone, wanting to get in and out of there as fast as possible.
Yeah.
And normally that's okay. You're not like lingering in the aisles, but there's a lot of them now. There's traffic jams of people buying food for other people in the grocery stores everywhere. It's getting out of control. I don't know what we do about it because maybe everybody goes shopping on their own when they're hungry and then don't do that.
That's a mistake, though. You buy too much. When I'm home, I get a list, and then that's what it is.
But I'm just telling you, people are running into me a lot in grocery stores now.
Maybe move faster.
But it's my alone time. I love to browse.
That's the problem, is that
Yeah.
ever since you had a child, Brian, you've shifted the way you shop for groceries.
Yeah.
It used to be a matter of efficiency. You would have the zip car. You'd have to get in and out. I know all about your personal life.
Well, before you go on that, the Zip Car C was a car that I didn't own a car. So
Right.
the car you rent by the hour. So I'm cheap. So I used to run in the grocery store.
Well, maybe those are all Zipcar drivers you're seeing. They're not Instacart shoppers.
No, because they're looking at their phone. I can tell they're like trying to find things like in Costco because it's not labeled properly. You have to know
Yeah.
the store.
Yeah.
So, I'm just getting annoyed.
But you got a car. You got a child.
Yep.
And now all of a sudden, the only safe haven you have, the only alone time you have is in the aisles of a grocery store.
That is true.
Yes.
It is true.
Yeah.
So I like to stay there a while.
Yeah.
Pull up a chair.
Yeah. And I'm getting pushed out by the Instacart shoppers for other people like you, Kara.
Well, is what it is.
I got his ass.
I don't know. I don't know how we regulate this, but I'm just saying something's wrong. Something's off. And I don't know if anybody else notices, or maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me.
And maybe it is.
Now, we have the evidence. Here's the problem what happened with Aldi bacon. So Aldi has a brand called Appleton Meats. Or their store brand is Appleton Farms. I apologize. Appleton Farms, like Kirkland, like Whole Foods is 365. What's Jewel's? Target's is Signature. What is Juul's
It's a
brand?
good question.
Can't remember what they're like.
I feel like
generic
Mariano's
brand.
is Kroger's because Kroger's is another.
Yeah, they all own the
part of
same
the
grocery
chain, but-
stores.
Yeah.
Can't remember what Juul's their generic brand is. I like generic brands. I like that part of it. That's why you think I'd be good at Aldi, but I'm not. Anyway, Appleton Farms is the store brand. Now, the grocery had the bacon under Appleton Meats, and if you look up Appleton Meats, they're a company. Their goal is to produce lab-grown meat.
Oh.
So
Certainly sounds like they're going bacon in a lab with that info.
that's the thing. Appleton Farms is Aldi's store brand, but Appleton Meats is the distributor. Well, people think that's the bacon that's coming from. It's not
Right.
coming from that. It's Appleton Farms, which is Aldi, which is real pig bacon.
Okay, so Appleton Farms and Appleton Meats are two different things.
Exactly. And people Googled Appleton to see it, and they said, oh, it's not real bacon. So it went all over the internet, went over TikTok, and then people think
But
it's
it
not
is
real bacon.
interesting to get the impression that people think eating from a pig is healthier than something in a lab, because possibly a lab, I don't know, maybe more healthy and less dangerous to the pig.
I'm with you.
Brian and Kenzie.
On Q 101.
Had the headlines on the way, and headlines from Gil Curtis here in a second. But before we move on from the bacon conversation, Kelly checked in from Indiana. We were talking about really, between lab-grown bacon, turkey bacon, and real pig bacon. Kelly says, oh my gosh, we were camping and someone brought out the turkey bacon, and my boyfriend says, what the F is this? It doesn't even make grease. He's right.
Yeah.
He's right.
It's too dry.
This
That's
is
probably the appeal of it to some.
Well,
Yeah, but then just don't call it bacon.
right.
Call it turkey strips. Yeah.
It doesn't have a flavor to it.
Yeah.
So she goes on to say her boyfriend said, this is non-American. So we took bacon grease from our camper and added it to the turkey bacon. You can't do healthy when it comes to bacon.
No, you cannot.
That's exactly right. You got to live. You got to live somewhere. You got to treat yourself somewhere along the way.
It's like cholesterol MacGyver over here, just trying to figure out a way to get real bacon.
This ain't American, man. And that could go along with Gil Curtis's view of the world.
This is not headline news. Today is National Viagra Day. One possible side effect of Viagra is hearing loss. Some married guys consider it a win-win. Not only National Viagra Day, it's also International Whiskey Day, which is basically like saying it's National Batman Day and International Joker Day. Fergie turns 49 today. You can hear all about how she's doing in her new single, My Spanx. Megan Fox says she got plastic surgery because unlike Megan Fox, plastic surgery works. And betting on March Madness is expected to reach $2.7 billion this year. And that's just by Shohei Ohtani's interpreter. This is not headline news.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.